Okay, so I'm going to be really transparent with you. The top 10 in Kauai is extremely hard to narrow down because there is so much to do on this island. So when I say the top 10, I'm going to preface that with saying there are so many more things I could have added to this list and make it the top 20 or even 30, such as tubing through an old sugar plantation, many different kinds of hikes, boat tours, luau's, and so much more. But all of those things do cost a lot. But with this top 10, there is minimal, if any, cost and good with or without kids, giving you the perfect top 10 for those of you with kids or just not wanting to spend a fortune while in Kauai. Welcome to the Savvy Sightseer, the channel that helps you travel savvy. The first and maybe most obvious thing to do when on Kauai is go to Poipu Beach. This beach is located on the south shore of Kauai. This beach was even chosen as the top beach in America by the Travel Channel. Now, if you aren't staying in Poipu, a bonus to the drive here is driving through the tree tunnel, which is the gateway to the south shore. This tunnel is a canopy of over 500 eucalyptus trees, which were a gift from a pineapple baron named Walter McBride. The trees were left over from a landscaping project he was doing on the estate of his home. Once through the tunnel of trees, you will be arriving on the south shore. Now, once you arrive at Poipu Beach, it's a series of crescent-shaped beaches built of golden sand and shallow waters, making it the perfect beach for the whole family. You can snorkel at Poipu Beach. Although it wasn't the best snorkeling we've had on the island, we did see plenty of fish, and the water was calm enough for my kids to explore and play in it. The beach itself is really good for kids with lots of soft sand. But probably my favorite thing about this beach are the turtles and monk seals that come in from the water onto the beach. Now, don't let this crowd deter you. All these people had stopped what they were doing to move out of the way and form a path for a turtle leaving the beach to return to the water. These turtles are protected, and they make sure around the beach that no one disturbs them. It was really amazing to see, and the kids love it. One evening when we went to go check out a sunset, we saw 15 turtles on the beach. I had never seen so many at one time, and it was truly a memorable sight. This beach is also a great place to take in a sunset if you're looking for one on Kauai. With ample free parking across the street, it makes a great beach to go spend some time playing in the water or getting breakfast and coffee at Little Fish and then enjoying it at one of the picnic tables overlooking the ocean. Or you could run across the street to Puka Dog and grab lunch while you enjoy your beach day. You can check out my Kauai dining video to learn more about all of these things. The next on the list is Waimea Canyon, probably one of the most popular and unique tourist attractions on the entire island. This is known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. We were lucky enough to experience Waimea Canyon several years ago on the most perfect blue sky day. This last time we were there, we were not so lucky. So, if you want to go here, try to make sure you go on a day with clear blue skies. Otherwise, you might be in for quite a disappointment. The drive up to the canyon provides really beautiful views of the ocean below. And as you get closer, there are several viewpoints that you can pull over. I highly suggest stopping at these because you get a different view than you would at the actual visitor center. And once past the lookout, heading towards other lookouts, you will see the Wailua Falls in the distance. We missed this the first time we went several years ago, but this time we saw it, parked to walk to the viewpoint, and within a few minutes, the clouds had poured in and it was gone. We couldn't see a thing. But we came back about 30 minutes later and it had appeared again. It was magical. So despite not getting good views of Waimea Canyon, we did get the good views of the falls, making it all worth it. Now, once arriving at Waimea Canyon and you get to the visitor center, there is a parking lot that we have always been able to find parking. You'll need to pay both a parking fee, which is $10, and then a $5 per person fee to enter the park. You will pay this at the kiosk located near the path up to the viewpoint. You will then take the path up to the viewpoint. On a clear day, you will see views like none other. It's breathtaking to say the least, but on a cloudy day, you will see nothing but clouds, and it'll be super disappointing. Further along the road past the visitor center, there is the more popular stop called the Kalalau Valley Lookout. But I suggest you keep going. There's another lookout that can provide even better views called the Pu'u'okila Lookout. Just like Waimea Canyon, this will be disappointing and you won't see a thing on a cloudy day. But on a sunny day, you will see this. the famous Nepali coastline. When we saw it, a gentleman had said he had been there 10 times prior and never had had a clear day. So we felt pretty lucky that we caught it on a day like this. When we came back and saw it cloudy, we realized just how lucky we were. There are also hikes located all throughout this area. We had planned on going this last time we were there, but unfortunately there had been a lot of rain and it changed our plans. The trails were just way too muddy and dangerous at the time. Now this is kind of an off the beaten track kind of tourist attraction. Located in the small town of Hanapepe is a super cute shop called Aloha Spice Company. It has wonderful organic spices that make great souvenirs. We love the steak rub. But that's not the stop I'm talking about. Right to the left of this shop is a path leading you to the Hanapepe Swinging Bridge. This bridge was built in 1911 as a way for locals to get across the river. This bridge was damaged during Hurricane Iniki in 1992 and has since been restored. This makes a great stop for kids. Its creaking and swaying as you cross it make it more like a ride at Disneyland than a bridge in a small Hawaiian town. Some people crossing looked a bit scared, and I saw others refusing to even cross it. At first, both of my kids weren't sure if they even wanted to go on it, but once we got on, it was completely safe and actually quite fun. If it hadn't been so busy, we probably would have gone over it again. Definitely give it a try if you're looking for something that feels a bit different and adventurous compared to the other things on Kauai. Now next up is a really popular thing to do on Kauai. It's the Koloa rum tasting. Located on the Kilohana plantation is the Koloa Rum Company's tasting room and store. My husband and I actually came across Koloa Rum back in 2011 while in the Maui Costco, when they were still a young and unknown company. They had a table set up and we figured we would try out their dark rum for Mai Tais we had planned on making at our condo. We were so glad we tried it because we have never tried a dark rum that has tasted like it did. There is this vanilla taste that takes drinks to a whole new level, and no dark rum that we've ever had can really compare. This company has now become much bigger and you can find it everywhere it seems, not just in Hawaii. The tasting room offers free tasting to adults only, every hour on the hour. So if you have kids, prepare to either have one parent take the kids while the other tastes and then trade off. That could take a lot of time considering they're only on every hour. Or you could just buy the rum and try it that way. If you're looking for something to do with the kids while one parent is tasting, there is a fun train ride you can take around the plantation, and you even get to get out and feed some pigs and chickens. But it does cost money. The tasting room offers tastes of their many different kinds of rum and a sample of one of their pre-made cocktails. The tastings do fill quickly, so make sure to get on the list early. One tip I will give you, and something that we always do when on any island in Hawaii, is we go to a Costco and we buy the rum there. It's a lot cheaper. They also have bottles of their pre-made beverages. We grab a bottle of that and the coconut rum, mix them together, and it makes the absolute perfect tropical beverage to enjoy on your lanai. We usually then buy a few bottles of the dark and white rum to take home with us. One of my favorite towns in all of Kauai, if not Hawaii, is Hanalei. Here you're going to find great food, the stunning Hanalei Pier and Hanalei Bay. The drive to Hanalei is beautiful, with scenic stops along the way looking down over the island. I might even love the drive here from the South Shore as much as I love the town itself. There are parts where you feel a bit like you're driving through Jurassic Park. You will also get to go on a few of the one-way bridges this area is famous for. There's no need to be worried about these. They are easy and people are very respectful and follow the rules. On your way there, you will pass through Princeville and pass by the town of Kilauea. I fell in love with Kilauea this last time we were here. They're really kind of developing it and it's super cute. Make sure to check out the Kilauea Lighthouse while heading to Hanalei. If you want to go down and explore the lighthouse and the surrounding wildlife, there is a fee and it requires reservations. Or you can just choose the free option, park, get out, and take the views in from afar. It's still a lovely view of a very majestic looking lighthouse. Once in Hanalei, you will notice you are in what feels like the quintessential old Hawaiian town, with the most jaw-dropping backdrops. While in the town, you will want to take some time to check out the food trucks and enjoy donuts at the famous Holy Grail Donuts. You can find more dining options in Hanalei, such as the best shave ice I have ever had on any of the islands, on my Kauai dining video. Probably the most famous thing here is the Hanalei Pier. The backdrop of perfect green mountains behind this long pier provides the most incredible picture opportunities. There's also what might be my favorite church I have ever seen. Its green exterior and mountainous background just make this church the most picturesque church I have ever seen, and it is my favorite site in Hanalei. There's also the Hanalei Bay if you're looking to hang out at the beach. Although there are some much better beaches right before and right after Hanalei that to me are much more worth your time. So stop and get the pier pictures, eat some amazing food, and just enjoy your time in this darling little town. Now, speaking of those better beaches, the next thing on my list of Kauai's top 10 is actually 3 different beaches. I put them together as one because you could do one or all 3 of these beaches in a day when exploring the North Shore. We have been to all 3 and each one offers a different experience. First up, located just before Princeville when heading north, is a beach called Anini Beach. This beach is perfect if you have small children. There's ample parking close to the beach, plenty of shade, and the water is extremely shallow for long distances. It made for easy snorkeling for my whole family. Because the water's so shallow, my 13-year-old son was able to go pretty far out and he could feel like he had a bit more freedom. It's not the best snorkeling on the island, but if you're someone who gets nervous snorkeling, you can stand and just stick your head in and see fish. The whole time we were there, I kept thinking about how much I wish I had known about this place years ago when we came when our children were much younger, because it makes the perfect beach to go with these young kids. The next beach is the famous Tunnels Beach. This beach has stunning water, good snorkeling, but can be dangerous with its big waves. It is one of the most beautiful beaches I have seen in my entire life, and I simply just love sitting on the beach and watching and listening to the ocean. Tunnels might be most famous, though, because it's the beach where surfer Bethany Hamilton lost her arm in a shark attack. I was not worried while we were there about sharks, as I wasn't surfing or even going out that far. It felt safe the entire time. There's lifeguards monitoring ocean conditions and even notifying you of how far is too far to go out due to the ocean conditions. At times, tunnels can be quite dangerous, so as always, just follow the recommended guidelines and safety laid out when there. Further north, you will find the gateway to the stunning Nepali coastline. There you will also find a hidden crescent-shaped beach called Kauai Beach. This is a unique beach in which it is very protected. Back in 2018, severe rainstorms brought a devastating 53 and 57/100 inches of rain in less than 2 days. This destroyed bridges and roads, caused landslides, and much more destruction. With this area of the island cut off to tourists, something wonderful actually happened. This area began to rejuvenate from the damage done by all the tourists in the past. So when it reopened in 2019, the government decided to open it with restrictions. They are now severely limiting the number of people per day that can come to this beach. Kauai Beach is protected by a reef, making it a safe place for snorkeling and swimming. It's considered one of the most beautiful beaches in Kauai and is very popular. It's also the start of the very famous Kalalau Trail. What that means is that if you want to go here, you have to prepare a month in advance. The only way to visit this beach is to get a reservation. Both the Kalalau Trail and Kauai Beach are part of the Hyena State Park, so you will do this through the Hyena State Park reservation system online. There are 3 options to visit this park. The first and most popular option is a park and entry pass. What that means is that you can drive in, park your car, and walk to the beach. The second option is the shuttle and entry pass. This is where you'll have to get on a shuttle near Hanalei and get dropped off at the park. The final option is just an entry pass, which really doesn't apply to tourists, as you will have nowhere to park to actually enter, unless you have someone who could drop you off at the entrance. But getting these passes are not as easy as you might think. If you want to park and get the entry pass option, you need to get on the reservation system exactly 30 days prior, right at 12 a.m. Hawaii time. What this meant for us was that we had to set our alarms for 1:55 a.m. Pacific time, get up, then we loaded the site and got ready for it to hit 2 a.m. Daylight savings had not started yet, so we were 2 hours ahead of Hawaii. The first night we did it, both my husband and I tried separately and neither of us got it. We got up the second night and by some miracle, I was able to get it. These passes will be gone in less than a minute, so it's no joke trying to get these passes. And there's a fee. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, I don't mind paying these park fees in Hawaii. I know they are going to support the protection of these beautiful beaches so they can be enjoyed for years to come. You are more likely to get the shuttle, but if you plan on lugging all your beach gear, the parking option is much more convenient. There is a slight walk to the beach itself along a lush path through taro and through a jungle-like setting. So no matter what, be ready for just a little bit of a walk. For me, it was actually one of my favorite parts visiting this beach. The hanging vines and trees forming this canopy over your head and these paths meandering amongst taro, it's like no other walk you'll ever take. This beach does have shade, there's public restrooms, there's lifeguards on duty, and there's some actually really good snorkeling, even for the kids. With this bay being protected by the reef, it's an easy and comfortable place for my 13-year-old to snorkel and take in the sea life. And then there's the Nepali coastline towering behind you. It's pretty surreal. So if you're willing to get up in the middle of the night and try for one of these passes, it's worth it. Go for it and experience this beach that not everyone gets to see. Number 7 on the list is a waterfall. If you don't want to go searching far and wide for some hidden waterfall, Wailua Falls makes the perfect stop to check out a beautiful Hawaiian waterfall. This waterfall is most recognizable as the waterfall featured in the opening credits of Fantasy Island. Located just north of Lihue, you'll actually drive to this waterfall, get out of your car, and there it is. No crazy hike, no bug bites, no muddy trails. Because it's so easily accessible by the car, the biggest challenge to this waterfall is just the parking. There are very limited spots, but people pull in and out often. Just wait and a spot will open quickly. We've been there in the afternoon, but supposedly if you go in the morning, you might be able to experience a rainbow when the mist meets the sunlight. Next on the list is the Kauai Culinary Market. Since first attending the Kauai Culinary Market many years ago, I now make it a point to check out the other farmers markets when I go to other islands. I had fallen in love with this concept of Hawaiian farmers markets. This is where you're going to find the best tasting and unique produce along with other items you're not going to find in the gift shops. While on Kauai, I love the Kauai Culinary Market. It takes place every Wednesday from 3:30 to 6 in the shops of Kukui'ula and Poipu. This shopping area is beautiful by itself, but on Wednesday, it comes alive with live music and all sorts of vendors. From everything from pie to fresh coconuts and produce. There's such a variety here that everyone is sure to find something. But be sure to grab apple bananas because they are the best. Probably one of the most popular vendors, and the whole reason we first visited this farmer's market, is the sugarloaf pineapple. This pineapple is white, sweeter, and lower in acid and less fibrous. I have that problem when I eat fresh pineapple that it messes with my taste buds and makes my mouth feel weird. But the sugarloaf doesn't do that to me. Now lines will form for this stand and they will sell out, so make sure if you're looking for that in particular, get there early. Now another stop in Poipu is Spouting Horn. This next stop is actually a very quick one you can make easily and really not interrupt your day. It's also one of the most photographed locations in all of Kauai. It's called the Spouting Horn and it's located on the south shore of Poipu. The ocean surges through a natural lava tube, causing the water to explode into the air, reaching as high as 50 feet. We've been a few times, but this last time we went, it had been very rainy that day. It worked to our benefit because we had never seen it blow so high or powerful. We were getting sprayed with each blow. It was way more impressive than we had seen before. So if you find yourself having a rainy day on the island, this might be the time to go and get a bit more of a show. Look at this difference between a sunny day and now the day that had torrential downpours. It showed us that sometimes when you think something bad has happened, like a rainy day in Hawaii, it actually brings about something beautiful and amazing. This blowhole is conveniently located with lots of parking, making it an easy stop. Now, according to the Go Hawaii travel site, There's a legend around this blowhole. It says that this coastline was once guarded by a giant lizard named Kaikapu. Everyone was afraid of this lizard because it would eat anyone who tried to fish or swim in the area. One day, a young boy named Liko entered the ocean to outwit the lizard. Kaikapu attacked him, but Liko thrust a sharp stick into her mouth, swam under the lava shelf, and escaped through a small hole to the surface. The lizard followed Liko and got stuck in the lava tube. To this day, you can hear the lizard's roar and see her breath spraying from the blowhole. Last on this list is just eating around the island. Yes, this will cost you money, and maybe more than you're used to spending back home. Food in Hawaii is definitely not cheap, but Kauai has so much to offer in terms of unique food options, and it's part of the experience while on the island. From the famous puka dog and taro donuts to great mai tais and shave ice, Kauai has a little of everything for everyone. I do have a whole video on this, so check that out if you want a bunch of suggestions and more details. Thank you for joining me and letting me share with you Kauai's Top 10. Make sure to hit subscribe so you can see more of my videos to help inspire your next travel destination and to help you travel savvy.